and you can see it right here. Let me zoom into that. Yep. It's on the journal. Now we're going to be able to take that other half, the bearing cap basically on the journal. You can see it right there.
Remember we said we're just going to align the notches.
Yeah, just make sure the numbers need to line up.
And then these numbers will line up.
See the numbers lining up? There they are, 1 and 1. Get those started, and we're actually going to torque them to the 15 foot-pounds, and then we got to reset the torque wrench to the 75-degree angle torque. So we're going to do that right now, so that each piston, as it goes in, is completely done. Little interesting thing here. So you'll notice that this is piston 1, and out of this whole assembly here that's visible, this will take up the front half. Then on the other side of the block, piston 2 will go on. That gives you your V going that way. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the 4 journals. So that's it. All right. Okay, so we did 15 foot-pounds, then we did 75-degree on the angle. Now Mike has a 24-millimeter wrench on that, and you can just see how we have no problems whatsoever here.
Now come over here, too, and look at this part. So if you're familiar at all with these, you talk about top dead center
right there.
If we put a dial indicator on here, you can actually measure and see where the piston goes up to the top.
Yeah.
And now you'll notice too the timing marks.
Right there.
They should be lined. Now there's some dwell at top dead center, so there is there is a little bit of room where that piston you'd have to put a dial indicator on it.
Yeah. Go ahead, give her a spin so they can see this thing. Oh yeah, perfect. Look at that. Nice.
Feels good. It's nice and smooth.
Real good. All right. Next one will be piston number 3.
Yeah, we'll do number 3.
The torque wrench is set at 15. We're going to set the tool right up here. I'll set that tool up and get piston number 3 lined up.
So hit that bore with some motor oil. Pull all their fluids.
Mike has some engine assembly lube right here. And you can see he's putting it on the bearings. It's purple in color. And then I just oiled the cylinder right here for number 3. More oil on the bearing on the piston assembly on the rings.
Just helps everything slide together.
You get that 4-inch tool right here over the top.
So what I think works easiest is if you take this through here first. Now you do have to, you saw before how we...
Yeah, you got to kind of compress a ring or two and just get it lined up. Oh yeah, you got it.
You can see how the top ring is expanded. So once you kind of push it in with your fingernail.
Yep.
Once it's in there, you're in.
And just to verify, number 1, 3. 3 is correct. 3. And the dot is facing forward. Okay, nice.
All right.
So that's going to go right through, down into here, and obviously it's going to end up. He used a hammer last time. I'm just taking my hand.
You do it.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's in.
That's it.
That's amazing.
Now, if you reach underneath, you can feel the rod coming down. You just want to sort of. You don't want the rod to be. The reason we're doing this way is the rod should hang straight up and down. But you want to sort of guide it and don't catch your fingers in there.
Yep. It's on the journal right there. Just bottomed out. Nice.
That's it. Now we'll put the cap on.
All right. 1 is done. 3 is done. Kind of goes together pretty quick. We rotate the block up so we can set up.
Now what I like to do is look down there and see that journal. If we turn it, hold on, I'll loosen the bolt up. So let's put the journal all the way at the bottom.
Yep. Perfect.
Something like that. And that way when you go to guide it on, you're right there.
Set it up in the tool. Once again, the 4-inch taper tool. And it's just going to allow those rings. It's going to just bring them in closer and closer to the piston.
Skirt sticks through the bottom and helps to line you up. Bearing is in, oiled. On.
Take the back of the hammer, just some gentle taps. Wherever the hell. There it is, right over there by the vise, Mike. Right over there. And just a few little taps, and it's going to go right back down on that.
Cleanliness is kind of key if we're working here and it's not a
look at that. You can just
clean engine room.
You can just feel the compression already.
We can do what we can to keep the dirt off.
Take your hand, put it underneath, guide the connecting rod down onto the crankshaft, which is what Mike is doing. And you can hear it. Then we can go ahead and spin the motor and put the
I think Mike needs to buy a new engine stand with a spinning feature on the end.
Yeah, it's working pretty good. There it is right there, and you can see number 5.
Yep.
Okay, just an update. 1, 3, 5, 7 are done. Now we're looking at 2.
See how 2's gonna fit on the other half?
Oh
of that
yeah,
journal?
you can see it. I'm gonna zoom right in there, and it'll just fit right in there.
And these do have. See how they have a little bit of float?
A little bit of float. Yeah.
But they should. They're supposed to.
Yep.
And they have contact pads, so they just kind of, they don't really touch.
It's awesome. All right, we're gonna prep another one with the. We got that assembly lube that we put on the bearings. I'll get the tool prepped. Once again, 15 foot-pounds and then 75 degrees of angle torque after we reach the 15 foot-pounds on the bearings.
Tray and the oil pickup on.
All right.
Boom. And then all we'll have left to do is the oil pan, which I'm not ready to put on yet because I got to clean it.
Yep, so all 8 pistons are on. They're torqued. The angle torque is on. We've spun the crankshaft many times. We can feel the compression. No binding. Everything is perfect on this thing. So the rings are on. They're all in the right orientation. They're all the proper piston is in the proper cylinder. So great install. So we're going to move to our next step now. All right, you can see Mike just brought over some components.
Rear windage tray. And putting these on, it's just easy while we're right here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So we need all but one nut. We don't put one on there because that goes on after the oil pickup.
Was that 15 mil?
These should be 13.
13, huh? I don't think so. They look kind of big.
Want to put money on it?
Yeah, I'm going to say 15.
15? You're going to go with 15?
I'm going to go 15.
All right. You're going with 15?
Rick's going 15. Mike's going 13. We'll see if Grasshopper can.
You tell me who
All
wins.
right. There we go. Well, he
Now
did.
get the torques back.
So here we go. All right, Rick loses. I lost. 13 mil. Hey, he took it apart, that dirty bastard. There you go. There you go. Well, my eyes aren't what they used to be. Yeah, so torque spec.
Torque spec.
Okay, Mike has looked the torque spec up on the windage tray. That's what this is right here. And he's going with 18 foot-pounds. Okay, the motor rebuild's coming out pretty good. We just, batteries died in the snap-on torque wrench. We're going to change those batteries out. And we're going to torque these 13 millimeter nuts down to 18 foot-pounds. Okay, Mike put a new O-ring. You can see right this is going to the oil pump.
I don't know where the original. I'll tell you though. There's one thing that's worth mentioning on this. Melling supplies some nice directions that come with it. Follow their directions. My factory one had a blue O-ring.
Yeah, I saw.
If you had the blue, use the black.
Yeah, I saw one on the ground here. So one of them fell on the ground. All right, so we got a little bit of O-ring instructions right here.
So we followed this. We have a straight design, which is this end here.
Yep.
And it says if you had a blue O-ring, which we did, that's
Yep.
the old one, use the black.
So
It also
go.
comes with a green O-ring, which is for a different end. I think the earlier
Yeah.
ones have like a little groove that this locks into.
So we
don't need that. We're using
So
the
we
black.
use the black O-ring right there. You can see everything just lines up nice. This will pop on there. One bolt.
Now I
one
put
bolt.
some oil in there, and the
Yep.
thing you want to do is make sure you get
Press that thing in there, good.
nice and square,
And
like
there it
that.
is.
You can feel it pop
Yeah,
in.
and there it is.
Now before I even bolt that down, we'll put this screw in.
Okay. Hold it in
With some
place.
Loctite,
Yeah.
torque that one in.
Okay, Mike's taking some time. He used his pen, marker pen, all the bolts, the Torx.
We can continue and get the covers on this.
When you say cover, the oil pan and the front cover of the motor?
Cover and oil pan.
Let's do it. I mean, we're good. And then we'll work on heads after that, because then we're going to be putting the springs and the retainers on the valve stems.
Let me go find the timing cover
right there.
over here somewhere.
So Mike's looking up some parts. So we're going to continue with the block, and then we'll start after lunch. We'll start doing some work on the heads. Okay, you can see the balancer wheel right here. Timing chain cover. Mike bought brand new seals.
Balancer bolt is brand new.
So as always, Cooter's got all the parts we need. He's done his homework. So we're going to continue with the assembly of the block.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't know if we can. Might have to get creative here.
Flywheel.
Maybe we will.
Oh, it is going to fit right in there.
Okay. So what I gotta make sure is, does it matter? I think this should all be neutral balance, so this should be able to go any way we want. We'll have to get a
Flywheel install.
now that I pushed it here. I wonder if I have a locking tool, and we'll be able to lock this thing so it won't spin. And we gotta change the front seal and the cover.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah, so even then, once they're almost all the way in, I can slip this down in between there and crank them down good. I'll have to put a torque wrench on another point. All right.
Great.
Good.
Okay, you can see the little tool right here. This will get torqued down. It bites into the teeth of the flywheel, and it'll hold it so that Mike can torque the flywheel to the proper spec.
Hopefully it will.
Yeah, that shouldn't turn now. I mean, you can see that thing is locked right in there.
It doesn't engage a ton.
Just enough to...
Just enough. Before this goes in, we'll torque these with a torque wrench.
What torque are we looking for?
I don't know. I gotta look in the book.
Okay.
It's quite a bit.
I bet.
Probably 50, 60. I don't know. I've got to look at the flywheel torque. Somebody's Jeep in the way.
Gonna knock that seal out right there. And then we got a brand new one that'll go in. Okay, we just pressed the old seal out. We used a race right there. You can see the old seal. Used a punch and a hammer. Now we're gonna press in the new seal. And there it is. Just find a nice big socket or something to go on there.
Let me find a... try to set that down in there smoothly. Looks pretty...
A little more of it. There you go.
Feels pretty good.
Nice. Cleaning the surface on the timing chain cover. Get that cleaned up with a Scotch pad. You see, we got a brand new gasket right here.
Interesting the way we're gonna put this on there. You're not like what you would think. Totally a little weird.
Okay.
But we'll film it, we'll show it, explain it. Normally these don't have a stud on them.
Yeah.
But I replaced one bolt, I believe, with a stud to hold some wiring.
Mike just took brake cleaner, cleaned this whole surface right here for the timing chain cover.
So normally,
I think you're going to be able to take that gasket and put it right on, no?
yep, we gotta pull that bolt out of there.
Oh, this bolt right here? Okay. That's
Whatever
24
it
mil.
is.
Yep.
That'll go on like that. Just like so. And this will go on that way. Now, normally these do go in dry. However, so what we're gonna do is,
There we go. That lines it all up nice.
but what you'll notice is, see how the cover moves?
Mm-hmm. A little
So
play.
what we're doing is we put the balancer on first. That centers it.
Centers everything.
on
Then
the
we
seal.
put the bolts in.
Then we torque the
Yep.
front cover after.
And the balancer goes on with a brand new big nut, a big bolt that Mike bought. You can see here's the old one. This is what we were cranking the motor with this 24
We're actually
millimeter
gonna
head
use
bolt.
the old one to get everything going.
Okay.
I have just a bearing race driver on here. It's a long, I think it's an M16 bolt.
Obviously, this Mike will impact that in, and it can't really go anywhere because the flywheel is locked into place by that piece right there. So Mike can drive that thing right in through the new seal.
Right. And I cleaned that and I put just a little bit of motor oil on it. And that's it for that bolt.
Now we got the other bolt. It'll drive it in a little more.
Yeah, I think so. Should be about it.
Real nice.
All right, now we'll go with the new bolt.
New bolt. Yep. And the torque spec for it. And then we can put, after this is basically going to center the timing chain cover. Then we can put these other bolts back in and get them torqued up. No silicone, no anything. New gasket, dry, clean surface.
One other trick to this that we'll talk about when we get there, when we both go to move this cover down, is how much it rocks, and we have to make sure that it's
Flush.
not above or below the rail on either side. We'll look at that in a minute.
24 mil.
Yep, let me see.
Okay, so this is 37 foot-pounds with 140 degrees of rotation for the torque angle, which we'll set on the torque wrench. So that's what we're going to be doing next.